Sky was the best place for it, because it matches their sort of demographic of going out on a Friday night, where it's people are sat down watching shows. And that's one of my experiences with League of Their Own, is that, you know, as a channel, that demarcation of the watershed isn't as clear with Sky, because I find that you do get families who sit in and watch it. When they watch a programme on Sky, it is a family experience.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who really do believe they can tell a joke, but there is a chemistry, there's a formula. There must be a formula to telling jokes. I mean, the nice thing about this is that we do see professionals and we see amateurs, members of the public, trying to have a go. And it's not. Is anybody here really good at telling jokes? You're not going to admit to it. You're not going to admit to it.
I thought you were putting your hand up there when you're scratching it. It's like an auction. I was going to say that's one. No, well, it's funny actually, because one of the previews, and I don't know the journalists maybe in here, one of the previews from the Sunday papers mentioned, picked it as a pick of the day, but said the members of the audience, the members of the public seem to be getting used to make the professionals look good. I thought, well, to be fair, if the professionals don't look better than the members of the public, we've all cocked up, haven't we? But yeah, there is, I suppose there's a structure to it, but I think telling jokes is also, it's like selling something. You're selling an idea that you think this is funny and you're up there by it.
Do you believe in the concept of a funny face? You see, because there was always people like Bob Hope would make me laugh. Even Bruce Forsyth.
You can't say to me, if you got a funny face.
My mother's obsessed with your teeth. Yeah, are they your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll be able to tell her.
Does she want to borrow them or something? No, they are. And when you say a funny face, and that's what's good about this, because there's a lot of comedians on this. Lads from the circuit and so on, people who haven't had a television presence, like, you know, the same old faces that you see going around. And what's good about it is you are going from style to style and person to person, face to face very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But the uniformity is that everyone makes you laugh, whether it's a bald man like Roger Monkhouse or a very good-looking woman like Catherine Ryan.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good idea, because you've got completely unknown faces, but people who obviously know their trade, they can do it very well. And you mentioned the comedians earlier on. I don't know if anyone is old enough to remember the comedians on Granada.
Thank you, thank you.
Television.
Yeah, you must be dying your age.
Originally.
Your age too dark to remember the comedians.
It was the 70s, first of all, the comedians. I think they brought it back again in the 80s. And we're seeing a couple of faces.
Also the later one.
Oh, the later one, that's true, yeah. I see Mick Miller is there, and I'm pretty sure Jimmy Cricket at times appeared on the comedians.
Yeah, Jimmy Cricket did a bit, and Tom O'Connor as well. And that was the other thing when we were putting the show together, because a lot of, and that's why I come back to this family element. A lot of stand-up shows are always looking for the new talent and the new face, and you know, we're very, very lucky in Britain. The stand-up circuit and the quality of comedy that you can find by going to a normal stand-up club like the Comedy Store around the corner is really, really high. And so there is that well of people to go and harvest from, but also that means that those people who have got the craft, who've been doing it for 40, 30, 50 years in Tom O'Connor's case, they get overlooked by television. And if you want a family show, you want someone that your grandma laughs at and goes, I remember him, he was brilliant. And also someone that the kids look at because he looks like them.
Well, you put all that together and this is what you get. Marco, you can run this. These are some of the comedians that you're going to see on the show.
Let's play, Marco.
To be fair, it's hard to understand sometimes the differences between sexes and who is clever and who's thick. Because I had an argument with my missus recently, and the problem is when you're going out with somebody or you're involved in a relationship, it's not just them you're involved with, it's all of their friends. We were in the middle of a round, she turned around to me and she said, "Do you know what? It's not just me, Susan thinks you're a moron too." I said, "Oh really?" I said, "Well, you can tell Susan she's fat." She's my missus said, "That's terrible. There's no need to call her that." I said, "Well, she said I was a moron." My missus said, "She never said it. She just thinks it." And the thing is, holidays aren't what they used to be. Like when we were kids, we used to be able to go to the beach and just have a beach holiday where, you know, as kids, you would just sit in the sand and build sand castles. You can't do that now. You just get kids paying Polish kids to build the castles for them.
Do you ever get your words mixed up? Even though you're an adult, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. I did it once. I went to call my wife darling, and last minute, my brain decided to change it to babe. And for some reason, I ended up calling her Dave. The worst version of that, though, was I was at the school games, folks, dropping the kids off, and this fella's dropping his little lad off. He's about 6 or 7, and he runs off into the playground. And the guy's obviously gone to call him Sweet Pea or something. You know, he's got like a nice name for his lad. He's gone, see you later, Sweet Pea. And his brain's obviously gone, let's call him Sweetness, right? This poor bloke at the school gate's gone, see you later, Sweet Penis.
You know who really gives kids a bad name? Poschenbecks. Poschenbecksers. I like to call them thick and thin. I love my children. One thing I don't like about my children is that when something goes wrong, they're always quick to blame other people. They get that from their mom. I get my tendency to gouge from my mother. I've got my father's eyes.
Whenever you're going home at night, when you're going home tonight, and you're walking underneath a tree with an owl in it, and you hear it hooting, it's not actually hooting. What it's doing is cooling chips. So next time you walk on, have a little look up, you'll see them. They're holding bags of hot chips, taking them out, going.
We have a north-south divide in England, don't we? We do. Do we? Mainly northern crowd here. Do you believe in the north-south divide? Yes, I do. Let's build a wall, make it official. Yeah. Obviously, you can build it. We'll pay for it.
What does Spider-Man do on his day off? Just hangs around.
Did you hear about the man that died at work in a vat of varnish?
A terrible end, but a beautiful finish.
So I said to the doctor, I've had problems pronouncing me F's and T's. He said, you can't say it fairer than that then, can you?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Not sure.
I don't get that. Has eyes, but then we're talking about the letter I. People are going to think like without any eyes, but it actually means like the letter I. So without any eyes, and the word fish is fish. Yeah. Right then.